New hat? Got a new hat, right?
Got a new hat.
Good for you. So what's up?
Are you rolling?
I am rolling, of course. I wouldn't come sit down without rolling. I can't push a button from here.
Well, you need one of those remote controls.
I do need a remote control. You know,
I have
there are some remote controls, but
Bluetooth.
the app that I have to use to do these microphones would not do it.
It would start your other app, which
It would not be helpful, right? So anywho, new hat.
new hat.
Good. Flashpoint. That's like camera stuff, right? The photo part
Yeah.
of our Moto photo
Photo.
adventure. So, hey, Jason.
Chris.
And today we're talking about something completely different. And I alluded to that fact right here in this conversation where we are talking about the photo part of our Moto photo adventures. This particular video, Chris has not much knowledge on, so I'm going to kind of lead the conversation. But I would like to say that, as an introduction, that Moto and adventures does not necessarily encompass only motorcycles.
We talked about trains on our last episode, on our last trip.
That is true. That is true.
They're a moto locomotive.
That's what I'm. Yes, they are a moto locomotive.
We
They
fly,
haven't seen
we
that
fly
one
a
yet.
lot. We fly to different events.
That also is a jet motor, I would
Motor,
suspect.
yeah.
Right. So we have a bunch of different modes of transportation that fall into the Moto category.
We should do that. We should do the trip down the Mississippi River on a boat. That's a
Planes,
moto.
trains, automobiles, and boats. And boats. But you see my point here. So what's happening is I bought a truck.
It's a really nice truck.
And what do we do?
Jealous. He always buys stuff that makes me really envious.
Yes. Well, you know, it is black and it is your favorite color. So it fell into a category that would predispose you to like it.
That's
So
right.
I got a Silverado 1500 custom crew cab 4x4. I did make an interesting decision about this though. I bought the 4-cylinder with the twin turbo because gas mileage, because it's going to be the daily driver, but it did not decrease the towing power for whatever reason.
And a 4-cylinder engine in today's vehicles is like what a 6-cylinder
300
was.
something
5
horsepower,
years
blah,
ago.
blah, blah torque. I'm not a gearhead, so it doesn't really matter to me. The point of it is it's going to be able to pull the things that we need to pull, which is very two light motorcycles.
Yep.
So, again, alluding to the whole switcheroo thing. We got the Moto thing now under control. We understand that we're always photo, but Moto can be anything, planes, trains, automobiles, boats, and whatever, small go-karts and mopeds. But the adventure part will always be the same. We will always try to do the adventure. So we've done a lot of adventures over the past 5 years on our motorcycles.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
Being that I don't know anything about
What's about to happen here?
what's behind me.
Yep.
Do you think we're getting older?
Yes, that's invariably true. As we're talking, it is actually happening in real time.
Having just gotten back from Wayland Wayne weekend where
Yep.
we rode 1,700 miles on our motorcycles, does that have
700 to get and 700 to get back.
does that have something to do with? I mean, are we thinking about not camping in the dirt anymore, or is it just to get us to locations where we can ride more?
What we're doing is we're expanding our options.
Okay.
If we get to a place where we go, hey, that would be cool to camp in the dirt, up on a ridge in the woods or whatever.
But we have to get to Utah to do it.
Right.
Then maybe we could take the truck.
See, remember when we were doing the Trans-America Trail?
Yeah.
We would have, we did the first couple of legs by riding to and fro. But then the distance got to be quite extraordinary just to get to the starting point. And so we were used as smart individuals who were of a certain age and wisdom, decided to do, which was, engage Steve's truck and or friends who could, manipulate that truck, parents as well. So, of course, it's a natural progression. But here what we're doing is we're expanding our adventures options.
Okay.
Right? We can go to different places, we can go to different things, we can go to different events, overlanding events.
Gotcha.
There's one here in Charleston coming up very soon in October. We're recording this in September of 24. So we're going to be able to max this thing out to a point, the big dog stuff, adding accoutrement later.
Sure.
And then start looking at things that would help us along the way because
Getting a little bit
heading
older.
toward 55, the years are getting shorter.
Let me tell you, when we were at Wayland Wayne weekend, man, everybody's there. People like us who rode in from miles and miles away. And then a lot of people, I won't throw anybody under the bus, Duke, but A lot of people traveled about the same distance, but they towed their bike.
Yes.
And I think that was smart on their behalf, because you remember on after we did all those trails with Duke on Friday, and then he wanted to go out and ride more trails on Saturday, and you and I are like, dude, we gotta ride home tomorrow. We're tired.
Exactly. You know, if we had hoofed it, we could have done it, you know, in 9-10 hours, something like that, if only gas brakes and.
But had we ridden there pulling our bikes behind the truck, then we would have definitely ridden the trail that day.
That's right. So again, photo, covered that. Video falls into that category. Moto, we've covered that, all of the different things. Adventure, now we're expanding that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to let you in on some stuff, and I'm going to tell you about what's about to happen here.
Okay.
I bought a truck.
I see.
All right. So I'm a big proponent of planning ahead, even though my willy-nilliness on camera does not necessarily indicate that. So I decided, I went from a Honda Civic that carried all of my professional gear, my cameras and my videos, it perfectly in the hatchback. It was wonderful. Now I would like to prepare for the next stage of, you know, my age and my career and all that stuff. So I want to build a bug out vehicle. The big black bug out machine, B3M. Welcome to the family.
Better Business Bureau.
Something like that.
BBB?
No, BBM. B3M. So what we've done here is we are collecting items that are going to outfit this truck in that manner. We have, to Chris's left, your right, a bed rug. And if you're not familiar with that, it is just an indoor-outdoor carpet with some rubber on the bottom of it that fits perfectly into the back of the truck, which will essentially make it a living room.
Okay.
We're going to have a camping area in here. We will build shelves. We haven't quite decided what's going to end up in here, but it's a sleeping area.
So if we decided to pull over somewhere and needed to get a couple of hours of sleep, we could throw our mattresses, our air beds.
From Moto Camp Nerd, we would just throw our big Agnes camp package in there and sleep, right?
Grab some Z's.
Right,
okay, that makes sense.
Right. But to keep the rain off, we have to do another.
I was going to ask what happens if it rains.
So we already have a company from Australia called Wild Top who have sent us a canvas soft top with rack included.
Wow.
Topper.
Nice.
So
Who
we're
are
going
they?
to put that on. Wild Top from Australia.
That's very cool. You know,
Yes.
my wife's best friend is from Australia, and we've been to Australia a couple times.
My cousin
Cammy's been a bunch.
My cousin actually messaged me, Dave, and he said, I live 45 minutes from those guys.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that's like a pebble throw in Australia.
I know,
It's
right?
it's lunchtime. But it was cool because they sent us to it acknowledgments. They sent us it to us for free.
Nice.
So we'll be doing an install and a review video on the Wild Top, and as we always do,
You know,
I will do the goods and the bads and the things that could be improved.
I was looking, you know, preparation for today. You'd sent me the idea, and there's not a lot of videos out there for these guys.
No, there's very few. They are a new company. I believe, if I'm correct, it was the beginning of 23, maybe at the end of 22 that they actually started, so they haven't been around a long time. So I'm very fortunate to get into the ground floor as you know, because there's not a whole lot of them over in America at all.
Well, my opinion, it's kind of a fortunate on their end as well, because they're going to get a Moto Photo Adventures quality video on the internet.
That's what I'm thinking. But at the time of this recording, shipped to you, it is $15.99, I believe, USA prices. But the cool thing is, all the way from Australia, it really took that long.
Wow.
10 days, maybe 10 days, I think it was. It was crazy. It was really, really fast.
It really amazes me how our world has shrunk, man. I mean, I remember the old days when we lived in Africa where you would write a letter to go home and it would take 6 months by boat.
Now it's Tom Hanks and FedEx. And then, and that takes care of one sleeping arrangement because, hey buddy, I'm not sleeping in the back of the thing with you. So, number one,
Jason.
Now I have a short cab, which is only 69 inches and I'm 72, so that doesn't work. I have to sleep at a diagonal anyway in this cab.
Okay.
So it's not going to work for me anyhow.
Well, where are you going to sleep, on the ground?
I'm going to get a rooftop tent. It's on the way.
Okay.
It'll be here in just a little while.
Okay.
A couple of days. And so that will be an install as well. And that I have purchased with another sponsor's money, the Oaks Private School, short TOPS. Now, the interesting part about all of this, and it organically happened, and I'll talk about the next part in just a second. But so far we have the bed rug, we have the Wild Top, and we have...
Tents on the way.
And that's called Top B.
Oh, get out of here. That's the brand?
It is. It is Top B.
That worked out.
Yes, and the sponsor who purchased that is called the Oaks Private School Tops for short.
Thanks, Tops,
Yeah,
and thanks, Top B.
So I'm also in discussions at this particular moment of getting a 270-degree awning, and if you're not familiar with those, it covers all the way from the driver's door all the way around the back of the truck, and that company is called Top Oak.
Top Oak?
Yeah, the Oaks Private School Top Oak Wild Top
be
Top B, and the only thing that didn't fit was bed, rug, and whatever. But now, granted, they're all in the same industry. Everything goes above the truck, so they're going to use the word top a lot. But it happened organically, and it was kind of strange.
That is kind of cool.
So thank you to all of the sponsors, Wild Top and the Oaks Private School. We're going to build a bug rug out machine, and you're going to come along with us. And when we go on trips and we go on adventures and we go to events, et cetera, not only will we be a little bit more comfortable.
I got a question for you, Jason.
Yep.
What are the chances that, if we don't want to ride our motorcycles, like I don't know, we got a trip coming up and it's predicted lots of rain.
Yep.
Like we wanted to redo the Scar, for example.
Sure.
Loved that trip on the Scar.
Yep.
But people do those in four-wheel drive vehicles. Could we just do a vehicle video too?
Expanding the options of the adventure. But also the other plan a little bit down the road, no pun intended, sure it was, is a trailer for the truck, for the bikes. Right. So we're going to do that, and I'm assuming that's going to be black.
Of course.
So stick with us. We're going to make some videos of putting all this stuff together. I hope you like the series because it will involve motorcycles to an extent. Cheers without anything you got.
Hey, yeah, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and share it with everybody. Hit the little bell notification. And we will see you in the next video where we begin the install process.
Moto Adventures is on the road.